Officer, U.S. Embassy in St. George's, Permanent Secretary in the Ministry of Foreign Affairs, Trade and Export Development with special responsibility for Trade and Export Development, Ms. Patricia Clark, Mr. Edford, Head of the Grenada Bureau of Standards, Mrs. Kathleen Pierre. Is Ms. Pettifer Lewis in the room?
No, not yet.
Okay. Guest speakers, Ms. Tonya McNeil-Wary and Mr. Daide Arbuto. Ladies and gentlemen, participants, members of the media, good morning to everyone. The Ministry of Foreign Affairs, Trade and Export Development is pleased to partner with the United States Embassy to facilitate this 4-day workshop entitled Promoting Economic Prosperity, Foreign Investment and Trade with the United States. When the ministry was approached by Mrs. Herrera, Principal Officer of the U.S. Embassy, to partner in this workshop, we welcome the opportunity to collaborate with the Embassy and other key stakeholders such as the Grenada Investment Development Corporation, the Grenada Chamber of Industry and Commerce, and the Ministry of Economic Development to facilitate a unique capacity building and information sharing opportunity for micro, small, and medium enterprises and other entities interested in expanding their businesses into the U.S. market, whether through goods or services and investment. Given the ministry's pivotal role in driving trade and export development in Grenada, we welcome this workshop as a timely and complementary initiative to the ongoing efforts of the ministry to strengthen capacity building and export readiness among local entrepreneurs. A key thrust of the ministry's engagement with bilateral partners such as the United States, international development agencies, or overseas missions and the Grenadian diaspora is to showcase Grenada's unique niche industry sectors and agribusinesses, and vigorously pursue market access opportunities. Indeed, the United States is not just the Caribbean region's largest trading partner. It is also an important tourism source market and a major tourism destination for Caribbean people, as well as the adopted second home of many of our citizens in the diaspora. Therefore, it is natural for us to deepen trade ties, and that is highlighted in the diverse topics covered in this workshop. A key shared goal is to equip participants with the critical information needed to ascertain scope of readiness and the steps required in consideration of pursuing export opportunities, as well as to sensitize to the breadth of technical support, concessions, and capacity building initiatives offered by the Government of Grenada to support your businesses. The ministry is pleased to note the diversity of participants from the various sectors. As entrepreneurs, you're all critical and valued stakeholders in strengthening Grenada's socioeconomic development. And the topics and subject matter experts were specially curated to ensure that the presentations address the needs of our local context and are responsive to your concerns. In closing, I take this opportunity on behalf of the Ministry of Foreign Affairs, Trade and Export Development. Thank you for taking the time to participate and to wish each and every one of you a very successful workshop as we continue to partner to promote the socio-economic development of our country. Thank you very much and enjoy. And to our two presenters, if you're here for the first time, welcome. If it's not, welcome back. And we do hope to see you time and time again.
product of Grenada and include the map, would that be seen as, I mean, not referring
Here in Grenada, day 4 of the workshop, it has been super productive. This group of entrepreneurs right here, they have great products, great services, some of them too. So it's been an amazing learning experience, and we have contributed some ideas on how they can do business in the US, how they can export their products and services, some of the best practices that they can follow to be successful in a demanding marketplace like the United States. So it's been a great experience, and hopefully we can come back.
Record keeping and reassessment of business operations, partnership and collaboration, access to small grants, and be open to learning and be humble. So this is what you came up with, and we hope that you all put this into practice as we move forward. As we go into this morning's closing ceremony, I just want to say a special welcome to our Principal Officer, Ms. Frances Herrera, PS of the Ministry of Trade, Patricia Clark, and our speakers for the week, Taide Alberto and Tanya McNeil-Wary. Thank you again for your presence.
I've heard such exciting things. My apologies, I haven't been able to be here throughout. I sort of have an embassy to run, but I've heard amazing things, and I'm really happy to hear what I've heard today. So, as we conclude this inspiring 4-day workshop, I want to take a moment to express my heartfelt gratitude for your active participation and enthusiasm. I've been briefed every day on how well this went and how much everyone participated. It has been truly uplifting, for my team to witness the overwhelming interest in pursuing business opportunities in the United States. And a special thank you goes to our esteemed speakers, Tanya McNeil-Wary and Taide Alberto. Your insights have greatly enriched our discussions and provided invaluable guidance as they've navigated the complexity of today's business landscape. I also want to acknowledge the vital partnership with the Ministry of Trade. Thank you, P.S. Clark, and GIDC and the Grenada Bureau of Standards. Your collaboration has been instrumental in bringing us together and facilitating these important conversations. The enthusiasm you've demonstrated is a testament to your commitment to growth and aligns perfectly with the U.S. government's focus on fostering economic prosperity. As we move forward, let us remember that embracing trade and collaboration will help us overcome challenges and open new avenues for success. While we had to turn away some eager participants, unfortunately, due to high demand, I assure you that we are committed to exploring opportunities for future workshops to continue this important dialogue. Thank you all once again for your engagement and insights. I look forward to our next gathering and to supporting your ventures in the U.S. together. Let's continue to build a brighter future for Grenada. Thanks, everyone.
Good morning, everyone.
Good morning.
So let me first begin by expressing the Ministry of Foreign Affairs, Trade and Export Development's gratitude and appreciation to Principal Officer Herrera and her very hardworking team, Annika, Bain, the Stowe staffs. When you first approached us this morning, a couple weeks ago, about the concept of the workshop, I think one of the things that the ministry team and yourself discussed was making sure it was impactful, relevant, a listening exercise, solution-oriented, and capacity building. So on behalf of the Honorable Minister Andel and the other stakeholders, the Grenada GCIC, GIDC, or Friends from the Grenada Bureau of Standards, which is part of the Ministry of Operations, as well as the Ministry of Economic Development, we say a hearty thank you for that partnership. I also want to especially acknowledge the presence of all of you in this room. Small businesses, wherever they are in the world, and especially in the Caribbean, are an essential building block for the economy. And as we look at post-viral reactivation in key sectors, you are pillars in that process. Let me thank you for your dedication, taking time from your small businesses to be here today. I'm particularly pleased to see the diverse array of businesses. Some of the faces I know well, others I've met. The arts, paintings, musicians, spices, agribusiness, honey, commercial enterprises, beauty and makeup, it's all here. And what does that really speak to? It speaks to the diversity of the Grenadian experience. It speaks to the enriched potential that we all have. And I'm very pleased to say that our presenters this for the week, Tanya and Alberto, it was a pleasure to have you. At the beginning of the week, Minister Andel made the point that the presentations were particularly curated to make sure that we left with a sense of how do we make the next step forward. Investing in the US or anywhere else in the world is not a small thing to undertake. But I think one of the key things that we want to impart for you as a Ministry of Trade, and I'm certain our friends at the embassy echo that, is that networking, sharing, partnerships, research, all things are possible. The fact that you have the dream to have the presence to think of doing something means that you have the potential to do it. It doesn't mean that it's going to be easy, and certainly the path is one that can sometimes be wandering. Our presenters have their own journeys, and I think they've shared them with you. So we want to really encourage you to not give up. And thank you for being here today, and be assured that coming out of this, I don't think this is our last partnership, Francis, no? Definitely not. And we've been listening. We've been listening. The digitization, e-commerce, and social media part is something we're organizing a series of workshops on, to see how we can strengthen that. We also partner with our other stakeholders, which you heard me mention, GCIC, GIDC, Economic Development, the Bureau of Standards, Grenada Development Bank. There are many others who view this particular sector as a key part of our development process. So thank you for making the time. Thank you for your interest. Thank you for your passion. It must be passion to be here for 4.5 days away from your regular lives. And thank you for doing your part for building a better, stronger Grenada. Thank you all.
Thank you, Bianca. At this time, we will now hear from our participants. 2 participants will share testimonials. So I will invite at this time to the podium Mr. Jean-Louis to come and share with the group.
Thank you so much. It's a pleasure to be here today. And thank you so much for the invitation. Thank you so much, Senor Tairi Abur, for the presentation. And Mrs. Antonia. Yeah. And I think I enjoy this the presentation. And it's a pleasure as well to say, like, I'm happy to be here to celebrate 30 years as a painter with you guys. And this program, you know, is open for me already, opened a lot of doors and opportunity, you know, to learn about the many things about the U.S. Government, how you guys care for us in the Caribbean, and you know, you speak a lot about how we can different lanes you share with us, different opportunities. Thank you so much. And I don't really have much to say, and I have my stuff outdoor. You can have a look to see the type of art I'm doing, you know. And I hope that is the beginning of the partnership between your company and the US government. So thank you so much.
Thank you, Jean. It is indeed just the beginning of many more collaborations of this kind. At this time, we will hear from Ms. Rosemary Charles, who is another participant, and then we will go straight into the distribution of certificates.
Good morning to everyone. I just wanted to say thank you very much to the U.S. Embassy first, and also the two consultants. I think you have been excellent. I want to say thanks to the Ministry of Trade also for putting on this, whoever else was involved. And I just want to say that I learned a lot over the last few days. It's a lot to process, but I must say that I plan to put everything into practice. And I think you all did very well. It could not have been a better opportunity to come here. I feel motivated, I feel inspired, and I feel like getting up now and continuing the journey with more passion than I had before in the US market. I've already made inroads in setting up business and other things in the US market, but to actually get the machinery working, I think you all inspired me and I'm very grateful. So thank you.
Thank you, Rosemary. And like Rosemary, I hope all of you are walking away today more inspired, more motivated, and ready to make your inroads into the US market. Insights has provided us with valuable tools and perspectives as we move forward. I also want to recognize our dedicated participants. Without you, this could not have been possible. So we can your enthusiasm and commitment to learning has made this workshop a success. The connections we forge here will undoubtedly lead to new opportunities. Lastly, I'd like to thank everyone involved in organizing this event. Again, P.S. Patricia Clark, Portia Fraser, and other members of the Ministry of Trade, the CEO of GIDC, who is not here with us today, but I'm sure his colleagues will convey thank you on our behalf, Mr. Ronald Theodore and Mrs. Kathy Ann Pear, who presented on Tuesday, along with other supporting staff members of the GIDC. And I'd like to say thank you to Mr. Robert Medford of the Grenada Bureau of Standards and other key stakeholders. A special thank you to the hard-working staff members of the U.S. Embassy. Your collaboration has been instrumental in making this workshop possible. I encourage you to take the knowledge and connections you have gained and work together to create a bright future for yourselves and, by extension, Grenada. Thank you all once again, and I look forward to seeing you all in the future.